pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Okay, everyone, welcome to another Beta Alpha Psi meeting. Just messed up. Sorry. Sorry, my computer just went black.
That's always fun. We can see you.
Oh, you could see me? Okay. All right. Welcome to another Beta Alpha Psi meeting. Today we have two representatives from SKC to come and speak with us. As far as Alexander, Elson, and Xavier, if you guys could please turn on your cameras so we can make this meeting as interactive as possible. Whenever you guys are ready, you guys could take it away.
I agree. We were asked to come here to kind of talk about our career path and, you know, our profession in the accounting industry. So I don't know if anyone has any specific questions, but I think we should just go through with how we became accountants. Is that okay? Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm Caitlin Smith. I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
I went to college to be a math teacher, actually. I was always good at math and wanted to deal with numbers. And in my freshman year, I just wanted to do something in business. I had a few professors that intrigued me and I went down the accounting path. I actually double majored because math was my fallback plan if I hated accounting. And I was at the time working in my aunt's dental office. And can they hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's just a message. I was working in my aunt's dental office and I was helping her with her bookkeeping. So that's kind of how I got started in the accounting industry before I was even an intern at a company. So that also attracted me to start doing the bookkeeping aspect. I did work at a company, a large company, probably like 100, 150 individuals. I never went to the Big Four. But there I got experience with governmental accounting and then also tax. So I recommend maybe touching a little bit of every area of accounting to see what you like. My husband likes audit. I don't. I like tax. So we're two completely different professions under accounting. And then since I was there, trying to think what I should tell you about. I was in the healthcare segment. So I learned my passion for working with physicians. As my partner Andrea knows, I work with a lot of doctors. Let's see what else. I started my CPA there. One tip I want to say is right out of college, get your CPA. It is very hard to go back and study for it. I went into the real world, rushed into the real world, and I did not go right back for my CPA at first. It's very hard to get back into that study mode. So if I can give you one really good tip, do it right away. I know some of the Big Four, you may know, like when you go to intern there, sometimes they'll, before hiring you, give you like 6 months to try to pass all of them. So that's really nice that they do that. But wherever you go to work, I would say go right for your CPA or your master's. And I came to SKC about 13 years ago. So I've been doing bookkeeping, accounting, tax. We do a lot of advisory and consulting at our firm, which allows me to help business owners and individuals with their taxes and growing their business. I really love what I do. I get to change people, you know, for the better. I get to help them save taxes. I'm trying to think. I want to give some examples of what we do for our clients.
I mean, we hope so just to get a little flavor of what the size of our firm and who we are, I would say a small to medium sized firm. We're about 30 people. Our headquarters is out in New Jersey here in Morris County. We have a satellite office in Temecula, California. We only focus on entrepreneurs and business owners. The Tower Company was founded 43 years ago, actually now. And
we are not the founders.
Yes, we didn't start the firm when we were 2. But we have successfully bought out the founding partners of our firm. So we are on the 2nd generation of ownership at our firm, which is really great because there's a lot of momentum and opportunity. We are very forward thinking. We encompass a lot of AI and technology. We are not the old stagnant, we won't change our way accounting firm. We are very much on the forefront of technology and things that help our business owners be efficient and lean in their cost savings.
Yeah, our firm is, very flexible. So I will say
Yeah.
that about the accounting industry, where some of my friends are teachers, and as much as I'm jealous of them having the summers off, they don't have the flexibility to go to their kids' sporting events and activities. We can work on the weekends or early in the morning or late at night, and as long as we get our work done, it's fine. So I know that that has changed a lot for the accounting industry, is the flexibility is very attractive.
And I think there's a stigmatism that we work really long hours, which we do at times work long hours, but we also have complete control over our schedule. We have unlimited time off. We have, it's like Caitlin said, if I have to work in the morning because I have to spend my afternoon doing XYZ, I just bought a new house and I'm doing a lot of renovations on the house. So I have to meet contractors and all sorts of different people, and they work during the day. So I can, work at other times. A really great thing about working with entrepreneurs are a beast all on their own, which makes it really amazing and interesting. But the great thing about working with entrepreneurs is that during the day, they're working on their business. So they actually prefer to work on their books outside of their business hours because they are running a business. So it helps sometimes have that additional flexibility. We have a lot of working moms, a lot of working parents that have, they drop their kids off at school, they leave at 2, 3 o'clock, they go pick them up, they go to all sorts of games and all sorts of things. And I think that while we can work long hours, we can do it from home, we can do it from wherever, and it's really on our time. There's this tremendous amount of flexibility with the ability to earn a very nice living. And the reality is accounting's not going anywhere, while AI, yes, is taking on a lot of the manual, I'll say, positions. It's not taking on the consulting aspect and the advisory aspect of who we are with our clients right now.
Expand on where AI is actually, you were saying it's being used then, so.
Oh, yeah, we use it a lot, all the time, every day.
Okay.
Yeah, so AI is a very big component of our business. I think one of the biggest challenges right now is how to get what used to be, we called them like first year, second year, third year, kind of out of college. Those positions, what people would do in those positions is all being taken by AI, right? A lot of the, like I said, manual processes or
Coding and.
yeah, it's a lot of that stuff, right? Bookkeeping, like, journal entries, things like that. So it's how do we get students from senior year in college to third year level without going through year 1 and 2. And it's actually something that the AICPA and the New Jersey Society of CPA has put together committees to figure out how, how do we bridge that gap? And maybe it's just changing the curriculum at school to incorporate AI and what's happening. We haven't found that yet because it's so new and there's so many firms who may be using AI at a very high level. We're using it in every level possible. There are so many programs that our clients use, whether it's their accounting software, their client-facing software, their point of sale system or their client relationship management system. It's all of these systems, as you all know, they're integrating, right? They talk to each other. A lot of our business right now is helping our clients figure out how they talk to each other and helping them make it all more efficient, which has been really exciting, and not many other firms are taking that position.
Is that because you work with entrepreneurs so much, you think that?
I think it's because we work with entrepreneurs. I also think it's because our average partner age is 43.
So younger.
We are young, right? We're not a younger firm in the sense of been around not many years, but we are, we're just younger generation. So we are, I'm probably the only Gen X, right? You're a millennial. Like the rest of our partners are millennials. So like we are, it's just a different, so we are very much open to what can we do to make things more efficient? How can we, it's just because it's always been done that way, doesn't mean that's the best way to do it. But also technology is evolving every minute of every day. So when you look at something as simple as QuickBooks Online or Sage or whatever programs, that you're using, they're getting updated all the time.
At a rate
At
faster
a-
than ever.
Yes, so like every time you log on, there's something new that's been implemented to help, people. Entrepreneurs allow us they're not scared, right? Because they're entrepreneurs, right? I mean, they're used to being on a roller coaster. So when we say, hey, we need to do this to like figure this out, to be on the forefront of using technology and not having to hire 6 more people so you can grow your revenue 30 or 40%. This will help you grow revenue 30 or 40% without hiring anybody. They're all in. So, it's sometimes it's not even not hiring, 6 more people. It's just those 6 people can do different things. They don't have to do the manual task. They can be doing something they're more passionate about, or whatever it is in those individual companies. So even if you think of engineers, right, or finance, whoever you are, engineers want to be, even engineer entrepreneurs want to still be engineers, so it reduces the administrative component of running a business. It doesn't take people out of it. You still need,
It's not eliminating.
it's
us.
not eliminating us. I think if you're not on the forefront of it and you don't take it seriously, it will prohibit you from growing. It will make your company obsolete. Like if we didn't embrace it, it would hurt us. But if you use it correctly and properly into what it can do, it's not eliminating us. It's just making us more powerful with our tools. So
Do they have any software training? Like when I was in college, we didn't have QuickBooks or anything like that.
We
or tax training or like
I
Thompson.
don't know what you use in AIS, audit information
Yeah,
system.
no software.
Don't you
No.
use QuickBooks?
No,
But so when you're training like in AIS now, what systems do you like? How do you?
we overview kind of like the basic ones, and
Okay.
they're, in my opinion, they're kind of like the old ones.
What ones do you use?
We are doing SQL, kind of like, kind of more like the code part of the information system. That's
Yes,
what
which is old school, right? That's what I learned 25 years ago in college. And that's the challenge that we're having at the level of going from senior to employment.
Yeah, we're seeing more like the back end of the product instead of like.
The front end. Right,
Yeah.
And
right.
data analytics, have you taken that course or?
Yeah, we're doing Power BI.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of clients with Power BI dashboards. We actually have a section of our firm that does dashboards.
But that's not required, is it, or is it? I didn't think it was required.
That's part of my graduate year.
As part of the grad, but is it a requirement or is it?
It
It is required. Okay.
But only at the graduate level,
Yes.
not at the undergrad level. Yeah.
So we had an individual who interned with us, Ryan, and he worked with us, learned bookkeeping, accounting, tax.
Became a CPA.
Became a CPA. And he had a passion for like Power BI, data analytics, and he went that route and actually created a service line for us. So I'm just bringing that up because he created and was able to fulfill a dream of his that he had.
And we
so-
spun it off. It's its own company. He's the
Yeah.
president of it now. And I mean, we're still
He had
owners
that
of it. He's
opportunity.
part owner of it. But they actually service a lot of other accounting firms who don't have
They
the
white label.
dashboards and things that we do and how we run our business. I mean, you have to run a business off of data. And
But I think his foundation
Right.
in
Accounting.
bookkeeping and accounting and tax has really helped him
Yes.
communicate with our clients because he understands.
well, you
their
understand the balance
systems
sheet.
and- Yeah.
You can't,
The accounting terms and
yes,
things like that.
exactly. I call him a recovering accountant. Which he kind of is, but he's still very much in the, he has other people on his team that are straight like data scientists. And they sometimes have no idea what we're talking about at all. And to be able to talk to a client about their KPI, their key performance indicating metrics on how their business is doing financially. Data scientists don't know that, but they're building all of this. So he is a great conduit between the two.
Israel, do you have to take data analytics in your program?
I don't know. What I have now is plenty.
Okay, all
We'll
right.
take it as it comes.
Are you learning any systems?
No, I'm in my first semester of grad, so I'm just taking the basic accounting for now.
Okay, so it's all theory.
Yeah, intermediate tax 1 like that.
Yep.
It's good though. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I love it too. So my history, my story is a little different than Kate's. When I was in college after high school, I got an interview at Merrill Lynch. So this is in the late 90s. And my parents said, oh, go for the interview experience. So I went for the interview experience and they offered me a job at that time making $28,000 a year. And I was like, I want to go work there. So I did, and I then started going to school part-time. I was there for 6.5 years, and then decided I did not want to be in the financial, in that aspect. But while I was at Merrill Lynch for 6.5 years, and for those of you who don't know, Merrill Lynch, Bank of America purchased them after the 2008 financial crisis. So Merrill Lynch as a standalone company no longer exists, but Merrill Lynch was around for many, many, many years before that, probably I would say at least 50, 60 or
They were
longer.
the first one to target in the 30s, individuals.
Yeah.
As opposed to-
So, so I worked there for 6.5 years in many different aspects, on the retail side, meaning the individual side, not on the investment banking side. And in early 2000s, before the 2008 crisis, I left Merrill. I sold all of my stock really high. It went really low in the 2008 crisis, but I went back to school to finish becoming an accountant. And then I went to KPMG. So I did start at a Big Four. It was interesting, very different than what I do now. But it provided really great training. I won't steer anybody away from Big Four. We actually had an intern last year or 2 years ago. Ryan, she was so amazing. We loved her, and she had an offer from us and an offer from Big Four. And she said, what would you do? And I said, I hate to say this, but I'd go to Big Four first.
Yeah.
I said, go hate it and then come back to us. But you know, the training that was provided was second to none. It's really hard to get that level of
They have more
completeness. They just have more resources.
They
Yeah.
have those education centers somewhere.
Yeah,
So we went to
Thank you.
Florida for
Yeah.
2 weeks and like learned a financial statement, like real financial statements, granted, we do that at our office and we brought Ryan everywhere. We were like, oh, the more exposure we give her, the more she'll stay, because she was really awesome.
Or more on the job training versus.
Right,
The
book
Big
training.
Four, you're gonna
Yeah.
get the free learning.
Right.
You're going into the field.
Right. So I was at Big Four for a few years and really did not love it. It wasn't, and I audited, which again was not what I love. But we do know people, her husband, like she said, loves auditing. So there are people out there who love auditing just because we don't. And then I left and I went, at that point, Bank of America had purchased Merrill Lynch. I went into their global research department for a few years, and I was a controller in global research at Bank of America / Merrill Lynch. And I really didn't find it fulfilling. I really wanted to work with the end user of my work, if that makes any sense. So now I work directly with the business owners, and we help them plan for their future and help financially plan how they're going to send their kids to college and pay for weddings and retire and build their practice to sell to whomever they wish, private equity or their children or a synergistic purchaser. So it's a direct relationship. We have very close relationships with our clients. So when I left Bank of America and came back out into this field, it's what I wanted to do, and I get to do it here. So I love what I do. I know a lot of people think accounting, it has like this stigmatism to it, but our hashtag is actually changing the face of accounting. because it shouldn't have astigmatism. It is very fulfilling and rewarding. We do not sit behind a desk all day and punch numbers. I promise you that. We take financials and help people build and grow companies. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. And just to back up too, when I was at the larger firm, I was tax only. So tax season was busy, extension time was busy. So I kind of had ups and downs with my hours. Like you were really, really busy working crazy hours and then I was really bored. And that's not me. For anyone who knows me, I can't sit still. So that's why I wanted to change. And I also I grew up in client service. I bartended, I worked in client service at ShopRite. So I really liked working with people. I'm a people person. So coming to SKC, I'm allowed to work with my clients and the team that we have every single day. I'm very hands-on with that. So I love that part of my job. And it's not just tax season deadlines. I'm kind of busy all year round. But I love it,
And there is still
It's a
space,
challenge
but
some
there is
days.
still space for people who don't want to be client facing, who
Yes,
enjoy
yeah.
sitting at a computer, and they don't punch numbers all day because AI does that, but analyzing, financials and providing us with data to bring to our clients to help them. And that's what they like doing. They like being behind the scenes. They like kind of doing the analysis and the saying like, hey, all of these things are happening and this is what's happening over here and that's what's happening over there. And like, okay, take this data and go out to the clients and help them. They just don't want to be client facing and they don't have to be. So there really is a spot, I think, in the industry for anywhere you want to be.
There's a spot.
Yeah, there is a spot.
Yeah, because I know when I was in college, it was very like, you thought you were going to be an auditor.
Or tax.
or
No tax.
tax, or maybe a controller or CFO, but
Right.
I didn't really know exactly what the world had out there. So that's why I wanted to try a little bit of everything. So I do recommend getting a little taste of everything. But you're right, there's endless opportunities out there, data analytics, you can
Yeah.
literally just do bookkeeping if you want. And we need bookkeepers and all our clients need bookkeepers. So it's a very important job, or you can take it, be an accountant and do the tax or advisory piece.
I think the biggest void for our clients, right? If you didn't want to come into public accounting, because we're public
Yeah, we're
accountants,
talking about.
I think the biggest void for our clients is at the controller and CFO level. There is, I forget what auto company it was, AutoZone maybe, issued financial statements, and I don't know if you guys have had auditing yet, but issued financial statements that had to disclose that their financial statements may be materially misstated because they've had so much turnover in their internal accounting team. And it's so hard to have these internal accounting folks that are doing AR and AP, but even at the controller and CFO level, most of the experienced controllers and CFOs and people that they've retired or they've left the industry. I don't know if you all know the statistic that like 75% of CPAs are retiring within the next 5 to 10 years or will be of retirement age. This is real. We feel it and know it all the time. Our clients see it and know it. It's coming out in financial statements disclosures.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? I didn't see that until 2 years ago, I think would have happened.
I mean, there was a mass exit during the pandemic.
Yes,
That was a big
there was.
challenge for accountants.
We lost a lot of women too.
Yeah.
A lot of working moms, not us at SKC, the industry, I think as a whole.
How about that? Are there positions available for non-accountants, for finance students? Okay.
Yeah,
We
so-
have some finance students.
So my recommendation has always been, my thought, granted, this is just my opinion, is accounting runs the world. Because accounting is the basis of all business, right? If you understand how a balance sheet and P&L work and cash flow, you can understand how any business in this world makes money and how people make money. You can do anything in this world with an accounting degree that you can do with a finance degree, but it doesn't go in the other direction. That's just my bias.
I'm an accounting
My-
biased person too.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to.
Yeah,
I
right.
know we have some finance, like Damien is finance.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and finance is, I mean, we work with, again, there's a lot of controllers and CFOs that aren't accountant side, that they came from the finance side.
Yep.
But, and there's also a tremendous, so over the next, I guess we would say, when's the major wealth transfer occurring? Like have you heard, 10 years or so, right?
Probably less.
I'm sorry?
I think it's less.
It's less, 5 to 10 years, right?
Consumers are gonna transfer that money.
Yeah, so there's this major wealth transfer occurring, right? Everybody's heard this, that there's like the most money has ever moved from one generation to the next.
Can you explain
ahead.
that more?
Yeah, so there
Please.
is the majority of money, wealth in the country, and I don't know if it's the world, but I know it's the country, is under the control or in the name of the baby boomers. So the baby boomers are probably, I would say 60,
46 to 64.
so 1948 to 1964.
1946 to 64.
So 1964 in 2024 would make you how old? 60?
60.
60. So let's say the 60 to 75.
Actually, this is going to be 14, 18 years, 60
28.
to almost 80.
60 to almost 80. So the majority of all of our country's wealth is under the name of our, let's say 60 to 80 year olds. Over the next, all the baby boomers, right? So when we say baby boomers, that's who we're referring to. Over the next 5 to 10 years, there is anticipated a significant amount of wealth transferring from those 60 to 80-year-olds down to their children, the next generation. So the Gen X, anybody under 60, let's say 40 to 60, right? In that range. But with that, not only is there a major wealth transfer, there's also going to be a significant amount of businesses that aren't publicly traded sold, because many baby boomers own a tremendous amount of businesses that their children have not wanted to take over, or they didn't have children, or they haven't planned for succession. So there is also anticipated a significant amount of businesses that will be selling, which opens up the finance market tremendously. We have a lot of finance people in the M&A space. And we had lunch yesterday with an M&A guy and a financial advisor.
And what M&A is.
Oh, sorry, mergers and acquisitions. So in that mergers and acquisitions space, these finance guys, they put together financial packages and different metrics and such to bring a company to market for sale, right? So let's say I have a business that's worth $20 million. I go to an M&A investment banker and say, hey, can you help me? I want to sell my company for $20 million. Can you help me put together a package to bring to potential buyers so that it explains who I am, what my company does, why my company should be valued at this? And they put together all of these really pretty schedules and nice things. And that's called bringing your company to market. And that's all finance. There aren't accountants in that space. So there is, but the lunch we had yesterday, they are busy as all and there aren't, and I know that we're talking to all men right now, but there aren't any women in this space either. They were actually telling us, the one gentleman said there's a woman on his team that he keeps saying to her, you should, this is an opportunity for you because there aren't many women in the M&A investment banking space. So there is a lot of finance opportunity out there as well. And there will continue to be because of this transition of whether it's wealth or businesses, over the next decade.
But I think what you're saying, like the accounting foundations,
Oh, yeah.
really helpful though, if you're going into finance, because then you truly understand how the business works.
Right. So if
What
you're in
you're
a
not
finance
achieving.
major and you want to go into finance, pay attention in your accounting classes because it really does make a difference. Because if you can go into finance and talk balance sheets, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, you know what financials and things like that are.
But are we wrong? I mean, it's true.
I just, I'm horrified to think that there are finance majors out there who can't talk balance sheet.
But it's true.
But it's true, yeah.
Yeah, because the thought is, I'm
They
going
just
into
look at free
finance, I
cash
don't
flow
need the
and stuff.
accountant,
Okay.
you know?
And you take accounting 101, they don't take
Yeah,
all the other
right.
accounting classes.
I think that our finance majors had to take 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
I think ours have to take more than 1 and 2.
That's good.
Okay, yeah, that is good.
Yeah, they have to take at least one of their intermediate.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean that they're experts, but yeah.
An understanding.
Yeah, I forgot which one I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's just the beginning.
I will say, Ryan, the intern we were talking about, she goes to Texas. Texas for school,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she goes to this great national school, wonderful, oh, great, and she was becoming a senior, and she had never seen the financial of a real company. Like, the first time she'd only seen textbook financials, like, never actually saw a balance sheet and a profit and loss from a real operating company. We were the first ones to, like, being an intern, was the first one to show her. And to us, we were like, what? Like, they're not showing you this in school? And she said, no, it's all textbook.
But even tax class, I did like a little bit of tax
Theory,
returns
yeah.
in there, like you learned all the
Oh,
theory
we
and all
didn't
that,
even
and
do
tax
that,
laws,
yeah.
but like, I couldn't do my own tax return when I first graduated. You know, my mom said, go to the post office, grab a packet, and you can see
You're really dating yourself
your
now.
tax return by hand. I don't even think you can do that anymore.
No, I don't think you can. I used to go to the library and get my tax form.
So there is like.
But this was before computers did it all.
Yeah.
Because you would nail it in.
We rely heavily on
Software.
calculator software.
Yeah. So, does anybody, I know there aren't many people, but does anybody have any questions? Is there anything else you'd like us to cover?
Elaine, did anything?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah. Shoot,
Go
let's
for it.
get real too.
Go ahead, Israel.
Thank you. Well, firstly, thank you guys very much. I have a general question just about starting off in accounting. Obviously, the goal is to get as much experience as possible, and obviously that comes with times. But how would you say to go about getting just experience across tax and audit? And, you mentioned government. How would you gain exposure and not being put in, let's say, a tax position or put into an audit position? How would you really make sure that you're getting the full picture?
So some firms have rotations.
Yeah.
You can go in and they do like 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, or 3 months, 3 months, 3 months.
No.
What's that?
The big four, you're more.
Not the big four, no.
Right.
But when you're interviewing, you can ask if they have a rotational program. And a lot of the medium-sized firms do.
Yeah.
And smaller firms, you're gonna see it, right? You're gonna be put where they need help, where they need hands, right? Is where you're gonna go. So you may be doing tax today and you may be doing financial statements tomorrow.
I would say today is very different too, where when I first interviewed, it was you do what they tell you to do. I feel like now you can ask for
Yeah.
that and they're gonna listen to you. Most companies now are listening to the employees and candidates that they're interviewing of, I want to get experience in tax, audit, governmental,
Whatever, yeah,
payment,
nonprofit.
whatever, like anything like that. So for me, I went to, and I don't know if anyone on this call knows Nizabachia. They're based in Mount Arlington and they're mid-sized. That's where I started. My husband's there. My husband's a partner there. They take interns of all different departments. And I started in the PEG, which is the governmental accounting. And they found out I had some tax experience and they were they needed tax people. So I was able to do both. So I kind of did 2 internships at the same time. I did like 2 days in one and 2 days in the other. So the mid-sized companies, like Andrea said, those are probably your best bet to be able to get everything, or a small company that does everything. The big four, you're most likely
You're
not
gonna get,
that.
yeah, you're gonna get it one.
Yeah, I got friends out there. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
What does government accounting look like?
Municipalities, school boards, not interesting for me.
Yeah, not
Fund
interesting.
accounting, right?
It's a lot of fund accounting. I mean, when I was an intern, we sent out,
not accounts receivable, what are those called?
Yeah, confirmation.
Confirmation letters to make sure people like paid,
Uh-huh.
what the town said you paid in property taxes.
We
and-
actually just watched at our firm,
Fraud.
we just watched a fraud video from this woman stole $53 million.
Chicago, right?
Dixon, yeah, from Reagan's hometown or
Something
something.
like that. I read
Yeah.
about it, yeah.
$53 million herself. She was the only person at that, so over 20 years being a finance director in a municipality. And the accounting firm was Clifton Larson Allen, CLA. And they had to pay $35 million. They settled, yeah, but they were not independent. But you know, it's actually a firm that size is probably where you could get a lot of experience because they have, you know, they'll have a government department, they'll have a nonprofit department, but even Nisabachia too, like
Yeah.
Caitlin's husband runs audits for nonprofits.
Mhm.
You only if you have specialty in audits for nonprofits, are you ever gonna like get that experience, right? You have to go to a firm that has that specialty.
And not like,
We don't touch that.
we don't do audit, like we
Right.
did when I first started 13 years ago at the firm, and it just wasn't our area of expertise. We didn't really love audit, so
Yeah.
we gave it up. We also used to do a lot of valuations, so help
Business
companies,
valuations, yeah.
you know, value their company. We weren't doing a lot of them, so we also gave.
Yeah, during COVID, right after COVID, there was when a business is valued, there are different adjustments that happen to their financial statements. And with COVID, there were some extra adjustments that were happening and we weren't keeping up with it. So we didn't feel we were doing a good job in providing business valuation. So we said, let's not offer it as a service and we'll just get another accounting firm to do it, which is also to say that in New Jersey, and I don't know if you all are in New Jersey, is everybody here in New Jersey? It is a very small world of accountants and you will get to know a lot of them at many different firms. So don't burn bridges because if you leave one firm on a bad note, I guarantee you they know somebody at where you interview next.
Yeah.
Because everybody talks. It's
It's
a
a very
small,
small community.
it's a very small community of accountants. in
And
the state.
that's another
Which
area.
is also good though, because we also work a lot, very well together.
Yeah,
I think a lot of accountants in New Jersey,
we
people
support
think,
each other.
yeah, people
Yeah.
think like we're all competitors and stuff. We pick up the phone and call different firms all the time and have
Yeah.
friends all over the place and we all help each other a lot.
Yeah, my client needs an audit. We don't do audit, so we
Yeah.
will call our friends in accounting. So yeah, that making friends. But like we're both on the New Jersey CPA Society, AICPA. I mean, there are groups to join so that you can speak to other accountants as well. And make those
From New Jersey, when do you think they're going to go to the, back to 40 years plus that option?
So I think that it was was it just approved? I know they're pushing for it. So I went to, it's called Walk to Washington. That was last February, where there is a train that goes from, I think it starts in Newark and goes all the way down to DC. And it's called the Walk to Washington because you're walking on this train. My partner Sarah and I went. And the goal is, we went for the NJCPA. It's businesses all over the state that want to talk to our legislators down in DC about what what we're pushing for. And the biggest thing, we were going under NJCPA, not under our own firm. And we were going to push for reducing the hours to,
Why did you go for, because I mean, it's not,
it's the NJC because it's the accountancy board. So, right, and
so
the
why-
accountancy board rules come through our legislation. Like the New Jersey Society of CPAs can't change it. We're just an association.
but the state changes it, not the federal government.
Right, but all the state people were on there too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like, so if you think about it though, all of those, like our governor and like all of those, the mayors, like all of,
Gotcha.
yeah, so they were going down to DC to talk about other things and we're there to talk to them while they're on this train to say, hey, from the NJCPA,
Gotcha.
we really need this brought down, back to college degree because 150, I don't know what you did, but I literally took Tai Chi, I took the history of New Jersey, I took,
Please don't give them any
Oh, sorry.
ideas.
oh, sorry, I won't tell you. But at least if you're gonna say 150, make it in accounting.
Yeah.
Make it be.
It's only
County it is going to have 150 in accounting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's,
And he will be well prepared for the CPA.
I definitely agree with Caitlin, take it right out of school, because I took it right out of school and it was far easier than a lot of the people that waited
Yeah.
and did it, because you're used to studying, you're used to textbooks, but you're also used to taking exams. And taking an exam, I think, is the harder part to get back into. I mean, studying, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's that, like, I have to sit, once you're working, you don't sit in front of a screen and take a test for 2 hours anymore.
But
Like
you,
that's-
but you also just learned theory and all this from school, so
Right.
it's fresh and
And
you're-
it's theory.
I don't wanna say tainted, because like, once you get out into the world, like, I went into tax, like, I was learning how that firm did tax, so like, you're gonna read the book. I
Right,
hate to say it, but you're gonna memorize it and know, and kind of pick up on what you learned in school to pass it.
yeah. It's totally different.
And when you start working, you're working sometimes crazy hours, and then you don't have time to study, and you're overwhelmed trying to learn.
Now, or you work for a really cool firm like ours, and we allow you to only work part-time while you're studying.
Yeah. Which is
So,
what I
which is-
eventually did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how does the recruitment process at SKC look like? Sorry.
no, go ahead. What's the recruitment process?
Yeah, like, do you recruit in-state or like from seniors or like even maybe before?
Yeah, so we have our usually winter and summer internship. I don't know that we even have anybody for this winter. But our summer
We're a
internship,
little overstaffed right now, so I would say that's one of the reasons maybe why we don't have an intern for the winter.
no, I just don't think we had any applications. I don't think there was, I don't know. I know we've had, and I think we've only had one for a summer internship
Yeah.
so far for next year.
Yeah.
So funny, we actually don't go out and recruit much. It's usually like people will reach out to us and say, do you have an internship program?
Yeah.
And we say yes, and they say, okay, can I send my resume? And then our managing partner, Sarah, will reach out and schedule the interviews.
Yeah, like our intern this summer, her uncle, we work with because he's a mortgage broker, and her parents are partners at an accounting firm, but she didn't want to intern at her parents' place, so we ended up taking her, and she was lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you, Pat Wire would be the person to contact, is that what you're saying? If you-
Pat Wire?
Well, Pat is our head of Silberman, sort of, business, placement.
Oh, got it. So at SKC, it would be Sarah Crom, who's our managing partner. But if anything came in through us, we usually just send it to Sarah and say, hey, this came in as a, but maybe we've actually gone to a few schools. And I don't know that it's ever been like, that we've ever gotten anything out of it. Like we went on career day and had like the booth, where you like sit and like talk to people and stuff. But we did that for a couple of years and I don't think anything really came out of it.
We didn't get much.
Yeah, so we stopped.
Is it more like you get people that already have the experience or like?
No, we have a lot of people, Brian never saw a financial statement
No,
before.
we've had people
Yeah.
who didn't, had
Who've
no.
never had it, yeah, who've never had
And
it,
we taught them how to do like basic
Everything.
bookkeeping or some tax entry.
yeah.
Is it mainly tax and advisory?
Tax advisory, yeah, tax advisory and accounting. So we don't do any audits, but we do have some reviewed financial statements and compilations. So we do have financial
And you
statement
could
work.
get a CPA, because it counts as CPA.
Yes, you just have to work under a CPA.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't have to do, some states require you to do audit. Jersey
Right.
doesn't.
Right. Yeah. And we work a lot with, most of our leads are all CPAs. So any like engagement that you'd be on, you're working under a CPA. And I think New Jersey is just working under a
You
CPA.
need in Jersey, you don't have to certify that you've been doing audit work. It has to be certified that you're working under
A CPA, yeah, yeah. And the other great thing, so, Sarah, so there are three partners at our firm. It's myself, Caitlin, and Sarah. So we are 100% women owned, which is also very unique. Sarah was also the president of the New Jersey Society of CPAs. And our director of tax is very also heavily involved in the AICPA and the New Jersey Society of CPAs. And she's on the trajectory to become a president of the NJCPA within the next few years. That's kind of one of her goals. So we're very connected in the association space. There are some firms who don't utilize the associations that much, but they do provide a tremendous amount of value. They reach, because we are heavily involved, they reach out to us a lot for speaking engagements. I've been on TV, I've written articles, I've been published. They're always looking for, when you're heavily involved in the associations, they reach out to you when they need people. I've met, I've met senators and things because they've said, hey, we need a voice for XYZ. And well, when you know me, I can be a voice. So, they'll say, listen, we're really trying to push this, all good things, right? If I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't. At that time, it was the IRS was like not answering phones and we were having a really hard time getting through to the IRS. So they were like, we really need to get this to like the Senate, like push the government to like hear us. So they sent me to a senator's like something to like go talk to him about the IRS. So I did, but it's cool because we get those opportunities because we are involved in the associations.
Yeah.
So we enjoy that kind of stuff because it's outside of the box, like it also allows us to make a difference not only with our clients, but in the state and at the federal level in certain instances. So.
How about our gentleman in finance here? Do you have any questions for our visitors?
I think you guys are muted. Oh, let's see. Keep going.
Wait, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, now we can hear you, yeah.
Okay, perfect. You want to ask your question about the CPA?
Yeah, sure.
You come up here.
I have a question for you guys. My name is Jason. I was curious, how do you feel, because I'm studying for the CPA soon. I was curious how you feel having the CPA has impacted your career.
Well,
I'll let you go first.
So what it opens up doors, meaning I think there is a level of respect that you automatically get that and I know some really amazing accountants who are not CPAs. So I'll start off there. You don't have to be be a CPA to be an amazing accountant. And we have really amazing accountants who aren't CPAs. So I don't think that if you don't get your CPA, that you still can't be an amazing accountant and extremely valuable. But I think having a CPA perception from others is automatically you studied to take something and were passionate enough about it to take this exam and go the extra mile. For me, it wasn't an option. I knew, if I was going to get an accounting degree, I was going to become a CPA just because I figured why, if I'm going to do this, I might as well go all the way, but that's me. I started training to run a half marathon and I said, if I'm going to run a half, I might as well run a whole. So I ran a whole. So but that's my personality, right? Has it opened up other doors? I don't know what I don't know. So I don't know if doors were closed because if I wouldn't have had it. But I know that the world has been my oyster. So there aren't many opportunities that I've been put in front of that I haven't gotten.
I mean, back to the respect, when I first went into the world of accounting, clients didn't always want to talk to me when I first started. One, you're young, right? They want to talk to the partner on the account. But once you get that CPA, they do give you more respect and want to hear what you have to say. So I will say that it did,
It's perception.
it's a perception, yeah. And I also will say, like, it's not required in the state of New Jersey to have your CPA to be a partner at an accounting firm.
Right, accounting firms have to be owned in New Jersey, 2/3 by CPAs, by licensed
Yeah.
CPAs. So you can be a partner at a firm, as long as it's not more than 1/3 of the ownership or something along those
But
lines.
I would say it opened the door to become a partner. I mean, you're
Yeah.
more likely.
In our
to
firm,
be-
you do have to be a CPA to be. a partner.
Yeah, to become a partner. And I will say doing business development, Andrea and I meet with prospects all the time and interview them, they interview us, and always they're like, will I work with a CPA? Like, it is important
Yeah.
to our clients. that they're
And
working
they,
with a
they
CPA.
call us, not accountants, they call us CPAs.
Yeah,
Where I refer to myself as an accountant, others people who are not accountants refer to us as CPAs.
yeah.
So I guess it means something to them,
Yeah.
you know, and
I remember an article came out years ago of them questioning, like, do people still need to get their CPA? And I value my CPA. I worked
Yeah.
really hard for it. I would never let it lapse. Like, I always
Right.
take my credits every year to keep my CPA. I don't know. It was really important for me to get it. So I think if you're gonna go into, especially public, I
yes,
think you should get it.
right, and maybe not as critical internally.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's the thing, you're an accounting major, just get it, right? Like, why not just get, especially if you do it right out of school,
Yeah.
you know?
And
I graduated in May, I passed all 4 parts by the following January, like within 7 months.
I was longer than that, but.
But I did mine right out of school, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was like,
She
okay,
was
graduate in
in
May, I did it, I started it right away. And I didn't start working until August. And that was at KPMG. But I just wanted to get it done and over with because I wanted my life back. And
And you still have to learn when you're a CPA, when you're a doctor, when you're an attorney, when you're a certified financial planner. I mean, we call it CME, like, we still have to get education every year. I mean, it's not like going back to school. I mean, literally sometimes.
CPE, she works with a lot of doctors.
CME is for
CME
doctors. CPE is for us, certified professional education, but every year I take, in a 3-year period, you're supposed to take so many hours, and
Yeah, 120.
we typically will break it up in every year into 40 hours. And most firms will do that, but if you get your CPA and you're working privately, but you still want to keep that CPA, there are a lot of free education webinars online, so you
Yeah.
could easily, I listen in the car, I listen on
Or again,
vacation,
part of the
like,
associations, the NJCPA,
You
as
can-
long as you're a member, you get a lot of,
I mean, look, we used to have a partner who would go to Vegas for a week every year and just get all the CPE in 1 week. So.
yeah, that was the old school.
Yeah.
But yes,
But I just want to make that important. If it is important for you and you go into private, you can still get your CPA and you can still keep you have to keep the education in order to keep your license. I know no one's asked about forensic accounting. I do want to bring that up because there's not many of forensic accountants. And when I have clients that go through divorce cases or selling of their company or
Business
settlement, business divorces, which is like settlement or suing or whatever, their forensic accountants are important and there's not many, so they
Yes.
cost a lot of money. Like,
Yes.
Witham is a big accounting firm, and I think we just
Exact.
paid 800 an hour for these accountants. I mean, they're not making 800 an hour, but their firm is billing them out at these rates that are crazy, but it's high demand. There's just not many of them.
and we actually have a contact who's a good friend of SKC, and she was at a couple firms, started her own gig, and, you know, I'll say it's killing it, you know, being a forensic.
Yeah.
Is a CPA, also did get her certified forensic initial, you know, whatever it is, but through the AI CPA, but there aren't many forensics out there. And AI is doing a lot, but not everything. While AI can provide a lot of help and guidance, where AI pulls from is not all accurate data. So you still need people,
Only
and
that human.
yeah, you also need a human to be able to testify, right? AI can't testify in court, and a lot of forensics testify.
And AI still the emotion piece too of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think like
Yeah.
that's hard. It's interesting to see where that will go with AI.
Yeah.
Learning the emotional aspect of things.
But there's also on the finance side, we are also, SKC is very good friends with an economist who writes reports for companies and people where there is loss of wages or loss of, and they have to do all of these analysis and reports for damages and things like that. That's all finance side. And she'll call us and say, hey, from an accountant perspective, how does this play in? But that's all on the finance and economic side.
There's a lot on the finance side. Yeah, we're really mostly talking about accounting.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any questions? Or any situations you want us to help you solve?
Does anybody else have any questions? Now's the time to ask.
Forever, what was it? Or forever hold your peace?
Yeah.
That's not forever hold your peace.
I mean, I know the biggest tip I wanted to say was get your CPA right away.
Yeah.
That was my hardest obstacle since becoming an accountant. Just going back for that. Or if you want to get your master's, I ended up going
And
right
get
into work.
internships too.
Yeah, get internships.
There are
If you want to
internships
get your
available everywhere.
master's and that's meaningful for you, go right away. 'Cause I
Well,
know-
until the 150 is done, you can say you
Yeah.
have to do the 150 right away.
But like you got your master's in tax and
Yes.
now I'm a mom of two and like trying to find time to go back. I do want my master's, but to go back right now, it would be very hard for me. So if you do want to get your master's, I would recommend.
And
doing that right
FDU actually has a good master's in tax
Yeah.
program because I got my master's in tax
now.
at Rutgers. And some of the classes I had to take here because like Rutgers and FDU and the master's in tax program.
Actually, we're winding down our masters in tax.
Oh, are you?
program. I know.
Well, then you can go to Rutgers, but you can still take classes here until it's wound down.
There's still courses, but they're winding it
Oh,
down
okay.
because there haven't been as great demand. I think they have like 13, 14 starting
See?
here. Not as many.
That's a
people.
thing. There isn't the demand. Do you know why there's not the demand? Because people aren't going into it, which means we're not gonna have people experts in it, which make you more valuable when you have it. But Rutgers still has a master's in tax and it's out of Newark. So that's good. And while FDU is still
You still have courses.
you can still do FDU and Rutgers take each other's courses for that.
Mhm.
Well, thanks for having us, guys.
I hope this was
Appreciate it.
helpful.
Before you leave,
Yeah.
if I could get your contact information, because I would like to send your information to some women,
Yeah.
the students, who I think.
You have your card on you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That was actually something I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask if I would be able to, give out a contact information, and just in case somebody wanted to reach out.
Yeah, so Caitlin will give her card. I'm the worst, I don't have mine, but my email address is you'll see the, second part of it, the @ part.
Yeah.
I'm ADIAZ.
ATIAZ.
Z.
I was doing it wrong.
ADIAZ. Yeah, Diaz. Yep. So Andrea Diaz and at the
How do I
SKC.
spell Andrea?
ANDREA. And then DIAZ.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Hopefully this was helpful and useful and
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
if anything.
I wish someone would talk to me before we got me. Give me those tips.
That's
Um,
also very interesting because.
Andrea.
Yeah.
Women
So-
only and also.
Are you finishing the meeting, Damien?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Are you finishing the meeting?
Oh yeah, the meeting. So I just want to thank you, Andrea and Caitlin, for coming in today. I know everybody found the meeting very insightful, so thank you guys.
Absolutely, anytime. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any other questions or just.
Find us
Chat,
on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn. Have good LinkedIn profiles because that's what people care about.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Instagram, Facebook anymore.
Yeah, you make a lot of friends and contacts networking
Yeah.
on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will I fall again? I'm scared of